Kia ora everyone, hope your isolation bubbles are treating you well. Look, one of the problems we're faced with at the moment is how do you practice reffing when there's no games to ref. So I'm going to have a go at coming up with a few fundamental isolation drills for referee positioning. So first one here is we're just going to work on arrival positioning. You'll see I've put out a series of cones. Basically the orange cones are defenders, the blue cones are the front and back of a ruck, and the ball's in the middle of the ruck just for visual purposes. At this stage all we're going to do is we're going to work on arriving at the ruck, so purely just arriving. We're going to do that from both directions. We'll start off quite slow. There's three guiding principles I want us to work on when we do this. The first one, we want to arrive around about in line with the last feet of the attacking team. The reason we want to be arriving there is it gives us a good option, coming in nice and square there, it gives us a good option of going either in behind the halfback if play then goes on the other way, or gives us, we're flat enough that it's easy for us to get towards the defensive line to get out of the way if play comes back towards us. If we arrive too deep, it puts us in behind the halfback straight away, we might miss the contest. If we arrive too flat, it makes it too hard for us to get the other way. So the first one, arrive in line with the last feet. The second one is once we've arrived in line with the last feet, is we want to get our inside foot, the foot closest to the ruck, up, so forward, promoted. The reason we want to do that is it just squares our body up, so it makes it a lot easier for us to turn around and scan the backs. We're not going to talk about spacing, the width thing from the ruck, that's really going to be up to you to play with, but we'll get that inside foot up so it squares ourselves up. Now the third principle is we want to end up, after we've got that inside foot promoted, we want to end up within about a step away from the defensive line. Now the reason for that is, if the ball comes quick, we want to be close enough to the defensive line that we take one step forward into it and we can pirouette and move back with play. If we're too deep, we just get in the way of the halfback, they pass it at you. But we don't want to go straight to the defensive line because that doesn't give us an option of going the other way. So have a look at this. I'm going to try a couple from each way, just going quite slow, working on arriving square with the last feet, getting the inside foot up, and then making sure we are about a big step away from where the defensive line is setting up. Righto, here we go.